So here we are at Lake Jackson House. This has been a long time coming, and I'm really happy to be able to reveal to you all that I've been working on. I started with this client, I guess, over a year now, and from the ground up, they had found a piece of property and called. We met for our first consultation to discuss what they're looking for, what they needed in a designer. And anyway, it was a great fit, and I was able then to work with them for the past year, making tons of selections for everything in this house from the ground up, which is part of my favorite things to do. And then finally now we've been installing all the finishing touches, all of the design decor, and it's just, I'm really excited to be able to show this to you guys today. So I want to tell you a little bit about here in the living room. We've got, of course, we've got hardwood floors. We did a 6-inch wide plank, and they were actually a solid hardwood that came pre-finished, and we went with a weathered walnut look, which I think kind of blends really pretty right now with everything, all the colors and things that we needed to work with. And of course, with all the other stains and the different woods in our home here, we had to really work with different stain colors to make it all flow, but I think we were able to achieve that. So working with James Crossway with Premier Blinds and Designs is an amazing experience, because we were able to work together to make selections for our remote shades. So there's different fabrics that you can choose. You can go with a dark fabric, light fabric. There's all different color fabrics. You can choose the depth of how you can see in and see out. But with these remote blinds, or remote shades I should say, they're amazing because they can hook into your phone. You can, with the push of a button, you can open all of them, one of them. You can set it on a timer. They're amazing, and working with him is so easy because he knows what he's doing, and we just meet together and make those selections, and he makes that happen. Of course, you know I'm obsessed with window treatments, and custom window treatments are my favorite, and usually on a main level of a home, that's what I try to do, and we were able to do that here. And of course, the window shop made my dream become a reality, which I'm so grateful for. We selected what is actually a faux linen, and it just saves a lot of money when you have 10-foot high draperies and you're using a lot of fabric. You can find beautiful faux linens that have the same texture and feel and save a ton of money, especially when you're going custom like this. But we chose just a soft, barely an oatmeal linen color, and then we were excitingly found this great tape trim that brings in her rustic feel, brings in the blue, and just kind of ties that together. We always go with a really nice rod when we do custom draperies, because you know, in a kid's room it's fine if you do something simple with the rod online, but these are actually solid, you know, they're iron rods, really heavy, nice, long. We went 23 feet on this main window, and that's a heavy rod, but they turned out great. So I mentioned that my client loves blue, and that is definitely a theme that we have throughout the living room. With our sofas, did a custom fabric that it has a little hint of blue and sort of a linen tie-in, but it's also a performance fabric, which I love because it's so easy to clean. Our chairs are custom with the selection of the wood and all the fabric that we use there. We picked a big check on these chairs here and just kind of blended that together. And then of course all the pillows, we make sure that all flows together. So the lighting in this space is, especially our chandelier, it was important because of our high ceilings that we do something to scale that is large enough, and we wanted it to have a prominent place, but we also didn't want it to take over the room. And her style is very rustic, and it was important to me to take that rustic and elevate that a little bit. We also did a custom rug. Cleveland carpets are amazing. Because the space is so large, we needed it particularly to a certain size, and I went with a shag rug because we have hidden some wires and plug-ins and things like that, and with the shag you can actually put a little cut in there and no and one is the Wiser. Bringing in other elements that we either order online or that we find somewhere is important because it brings in an eclectic feel. Again, the client wanted rustic, and so we were able, Restoration Hardware to me is a great place to be able to find rustic but elevated. And so we were able to do a console table here that just brought in that really rich feel, and it has a strength to it, but yet at the same time it has that soft wood and a rustic feel, and it just looks really great with these pottery vases on there. And then everything in here it has a texture, which is layer upon layer, which I think is really important. Again, a lot of texture that we used is in her coffee table. We went with a rattan coffee table, which brings in so much texture and an additional layer for me that spreads that texture around the room because it's so large, and I think that worked out really well.